I started Brodaman Asylum because I grew up without a father. At 12 years old, I lost my dad and I had to navigate learning masculinity all by myself. And that journey was easy because I had mentors. I had older men who guided, mentored, taught, and modeled what real masculinity looks like. And that is the crux of what we do here at Brodaman Asylum. And with all the madness going on in the world, we want this message and this movement to reach many more men. And you can help to do that by just liking, subscribing, and sharing it. So hit that like button and the subscribe button and help spread this message. Welcome to another episode of the Brodaman Asylum podcast. Thank you for sticking with us since our comeback, our remontada. Today's episode is the first installment in our career series, right? Times are hard. Young men and men generally haven't even been more confused than they've been in recent times because, money is harder to come by and careers are failing. Careers that existed for the last 2 decades, for the last 2.5 decades, they're currently going obsolete. Why? Because of technological advancement. And this is something we've seen over and over again in the world, how tech comes in or some sort of tech advancement comes in, and then that leads to somewhat of like an eradication of courses and vocations that existed before. So today I have brought somebody very, very special to me to come speak to you guys, especially those of you looking to pivot into tech. You know that thing that they used to call brother-in-law? He's my brother-in-law. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking to pivot into tech as a young man, or even as a general guy who has been doing one career, and you really you think this is time for you to pivot into tech, this episode is for you. Quickly introduce yourself for the people who don't know you.
Daniel, happy to be here. Happy to meet you as well. So I've started tech, I think, from a very young age, going back to, 2005, thereabout. It's like almost everyone in tech has similar story. So my own case was my mom had a typesetting center where they were just bought these computers. They're new in the whole area. And I used to see her operate. She had a trainer. And I see every day the trainer would come, train her on how to typeset, basically using Microsoft Office tools. I just monitor how it's being operated. So I would just go behind when she's not around. I'll just sneak in. I will do everything that she has been taught, including the typing and all of that. And she was really amazed as to how did I learn this? And I was very young, maybe 8, 9, thereabout. And for a Nigerian child that is just being introduced to this, I didn't grow up in a middle home and all. So you can imagine the house setting and the child just goes pick it. And from that time, I've always had interest in computer and all. So by the time I was getting to my SS3 class, I was already clear. This is where I'm going. I'm reading something related to computer. I needed to know the courses. Then I saw computer science and so I'm a computer. So it was just, I'm going computers and I picked computer science, applied to a few universities, didn't get in, but eventually did get into Federal University in Lokoja, where I read computer science, came out excellently as well. And since that time, it's just been one clear path. It's going to be tech or nothing, right? So I've had the opportunity to work with different tech companies in Nigeria and outside Nigeria as well. And
can you tell us some of those notable? Toot your horn a bit for this.
So
you know who you are talking to. You know what I'm saying?
So my first Nigerian company was Sidmark Technologies. They are the guys behind your WAEC. They handled NECO as well. WAEC, NECO, JAMB, NYC, so all those, your registration, everything you did, you passed through the system. I might have also come across your data as well.
Your auto, when I go F.
For all states. And so I was part of the Pioneer Data and Analytics team, Data AI team. I started it with one of my colleague back then. From Sidmark, I joined KPMG as well. My time at KPMG, I would say it was project specific. I worked with a really wonderful team. And I remember my manager, Myro then. Myro is my guy. And from KPMG, I then joined Microsoft as a data engineer as well. My team was not just Nigeria, like all around the world. So I had team members in Canada, in US, in Czech, in different parts of the world. We're all working together. And I had the opportunity to work on a very, very special project that was crucial to the org we were part of. From Microsoft, I joined MoneyPoint as well as part of MoneyPoint.
Our very own MoneyPoint.
So it's been a wonderful tech journey. And I'd say it's also been interesting in recent times. So I hope that this brief story of introduction gives you a good insight into my person.
So you kind of like know what's going on. I said this on the last episode that when guests answer a question, it usually automatically leads to another question.
Typical.
Typical. So for me, I couldn't help but notice that you said it was something you discovered when you were young. And it was an interest that was picked when you were young. And then the pathway became clear to you as to what you would do. You know, it's kind of like the same way I figured that I was always going to have something to do with the creative economy, with media from time. You understand? And I have a couple of friends that say, oh, you're very lucky to have figured that out that early. Because what it meant was that you were able to learn things at a faster pace than other people. Not just because you were introduced to it early, but because your interest, it was like a child. You remember that childlike curiosity? So it's interesting to you. It's kind of like fun tinkering with things as opposed to just seeing it as work. Like, this thing is just work. I'm just working. Now, for young men or even established men who have been working at something for a while and they're looking to pivot into tech and they don't have this background. They don't have this background of, hey, you know, I actually care about this thing enough. You know, I figured it out when I was young and this is the path. They're probably thinking, hey, I'm joining this thing at a time where everybody and their grandmother knew somebody that is a software engineer or is into tech. You know, how do I compete in a market like this, like with people like you who have all but done this since you were young and figured this out since you were young? What would you say to such people?
Interesting question. I've worked with colleagues who did not have the same background as myself. They moved into tech at some point, maybe from school or after school, or even after working in another line for years. They just moved into tech. The only thing there is your own determination. That's what really matters. Do I want to go this route? And if you decide you want to go that route, there's nothing stopping you. Not even someone like myself who has been there. They've been growing with it. No, it's just your interest. Do you have interest enough to go this path? That's what really counts in the end. Because I've had situation of married people who want to learn. They've seen that their current job cannot handle their family need. And they want to go into tech. Some people say, oh, you are joining tech just because of the money. Hey, there's a reason we are all working, right? There's a reason.
It's not because we're just happy.
There's a reason.
We want to make money.
Everybody, no matter what you do, even if you own a business, you are doing it because you want to earn. Right?
Definitely.
And if you are saying that where you are doesn't give you what would the kind of lifestyle, or not even lifestyle, maybe even support your current lifestyle anymore. Not because you are living extravagantly, but because it's the basic thing. Even this can't handle the basic things anymore. And you see that this line can give you that. It's just for you to plan, right? And plan, even if it's 6 months. I've had people who had asked me those questions. How do I get into tech? And for some people, I've seen that they are not hungry enough. All right. And there are some who are really hungry. They've seen that it's a no-brainer here. I need to move here. And usually my advice is give yourself 6 months. Within that 6 months, determine before you even start that 6 months, determine what part of tech you want to get into. So we'll talk
about that in a second.
So there are different aspects of tech that exist, and you need to find the one that interests you the most. And the interest is not, I see the way they are doing this thing and I just like the way it's going to stress you. That's the honest thing. But have enough interest to want to go over the stress period, the learning curve. That's like the major thing. And so within that 6 months, you would have worked with someone who is into tech, also guiding you, do this, learn this, do like this. And then when you start going towards the end of the 6 months, they can metamorphose you into project-oriented learning that can prepare your profile, because you need to have a profile.
For real-world experience.
So when you're applying for jobs, recruiters want to see what you've done, what you've built. But the only thing that might maybe be tough a little is that with AI now, they've cut off entry level roles. There's a significant drop in entry level roles. And that's where a lot of people find it challenging. So what would be your advantage in this time is that you're learning the use of AI to make your work more advanced. And to deliver quickly, leveraging AI to make the work faster and build quickly. So you can start, bringing that, learning those skills, becoming better, positioning yourself as well, create profiles, be active on LinkedIn, talk about your journey. It's very critical to talk about the journey, like where you started, where you are. People can interact with you, or maybe even people who are in the same process, they can interact with your post and like, oh yeah, I see this. And you can even inspire someone as you are growing as well. There is always going to be that one opportunity that would come, and you just need to be ready to take it. That's I believe it's interesting, the moment we are in. But I believe that you can actually pull through. It's just your interest and your willingness to go through that learning curve. And there are people who I've given them advice, I've given them direction, go do this. And I'm like, I'm expecting you to go and do what I've said and come back. And they never come. They never come back. I remember there was a time I had, I'm a Christian, so I have people around me. Every day, man. So I actually had a group from church, married people, young people who wanted to learn tech. And I just said, okay, guys, you know what? I'll sacrifice my Saturday to teach, to have this session. But then I noticed that 2 months in, their interests were dying. And I tried different approach to bring them back. No way. Only 2 people ended up going all through. I'm talking now. One of them is actually working with me on a project. Like, because they stayed, because they just kept on following up, because they said, I need to do this. I need to learn it. I need to master it. And look at where they are today.
Yeah.
The timing is, surviving that time is usually the most difficult part.
Yeah. And I think I'll just even come in here to say, to play the devil's advocate for a second. If you're in Nigeria and you're in Africa by extension, sub-Saharan Africa, your reality is not the same as other people's own in different parts of the world.
It's not.
I would argue that a lot of people, that learning curve you're talking about, the time it takes for you to just sit down and really learn it. Because I've had my stint with learning basic HTML, CSS. I just did it, for fun. Then sometime last year, I picked up a short course in DevOps just to learn, deploying and all of that. Because I always want to be able to speak in the language that professionals understand, because my work interfaces me with different kinds of people from different places, right? And I saw that for the most part of it, if you don't already have something that is sustaining you enough, that buys you time to be able to learn, it's not easy to give all of your attention to it, all of your billable hours to it, to learn something that still will require you to spend another 18 to 32 months before you really learn something that can make all your sweat worth it. I have a friend who was literally an artist before. Shout out to you, you know yourself when you watch this. He was literally an artist, like a music artist. And he figured, the sustainability of this career is not what will help me get to where I'm trying to go. And you said so yourself when you started talking, that you have to be very honest with yourself. There's nothing like, you're just coming here to do it for the money. Bro, we are all trying. Like if you're in Africa, bro, you need money. So, and I remember him telling me that there was a season in his initial learning curve where he was just in his dad's house, right? And he was coding and learning coding and just practicing. That's the verb he used. I was practicing sometimes 10 hours a day. Just 10 hours a day. And I told him, I said, see, bro, first of all, you have to be grateful that you were even in your dad's house. Like, you were not in a place where you had to get the landlord's money ready at the end of the year.
I'm telling you.
Do you understand? Then combine it with the fact that you have a child in creche whose fees you need to pay. So for those kinds of people, because I always like playing the worst scenarios, because, if you're in Africa, like I said, you probably drink from that same cup as an average African, where the situation is not perfect. Like they didn't figure it out on time. And they're feeling like, I really want to do this. I want to make more money. I want to level up. International jobs that come with sponsorships, a lot of them have a lot to do with tech. A lot of them have to do with tech roles. What would your advice be to such a person in this kind of situation?
Interesting question, really, because I have a similar experience as well. So I had gotten married and I've been applying to roles outside Nigeria. I couldn't get in. So one of the things I like about maybe the way my mind operates is, guy, let's identify the gap. You are here, point A, you're trying to get to point B. What is the gap? What does it take to get from point A to point B? So for me, my story might be different from yours, right? But you are definitely at a point A and you're trying to get to a point B. So your first thing to do is to analyze that gap. How do I get here? And how long will it take? What is the commitment from my side, right? Before I got to Microsoft, I was at KPMG then. And I was in the central division. So I had a lot of requests coming. My average day ends about 8 p.m. It starts as early as 6:37 and ends at 8 p.m. I was working remotely, first physically, then
I remember remotely. That period.
So I was closing late, stressed, tired, but I knew I didn't want to continue this way. I'm basically playing support role here, trying to help people do and all. But I know where I started from. I wasn't playing support role. I wasn't just managing applications. I was like working on an active project. So while I was there, I had an active project though. Shout out to Myro. Okay. We're working on an integration or a migration project for West Africa. Okay. So we're doing Nigeria, Ghana as well. But then I would do this. I even had days like 36 hours continuous work. So you can imagine what that is. And I had to do my gap. I want to get here. I had interviewed with Microsoft before. And I noticed that there's a level I need to be at to get into Microsoft. How is that going to happen? I saw the way Nigerian developers work. Everybody just write code. It's basically software development and not software engineering. They are not the same.
Just quickly, what's the difference between the two?
So software development is just basically you writing using frameworks already created to write code and develop something people can use. Like your normal website, application and all of that. It's software development. But then engineering itself is different. It starts from the foundation. So even if you are building an application at the top, there's something at the base, at the foundation. How are we storing data? How are we going to process the data? What's the network interaction going to be like? What's the number of people we're anticipating to use this? So what are the structures we need to give so that there's no delay in response and all of that?
It's almost like you're architecting from
the whole architecture. So it's the engineering. So it's different. They are not the same, right? So most people use them interchangeably, but they are not, right? So I knew that to join Microsoft, I'm not going to do data analysis or I'm going to do both software engineering and data engineering. And I need to meet that level. So what I started to do was to wake up at night and spend about nothing less than 3 hours to learn. So there are days I start by maybe 10, 11, 12 and end by 4 a.m. And I have to wake up to resume at KPMG the following morning. So it's like 3 hours sleep, 4 hours rest. Then you are back to full day job again. So you have to decide how you want to. Like it's going to demand a lot from you. Like David mentioned, you'd have something that sustains you where you are. But this is not my end.
Exactly.
I'm here for this long. Exactly. I'll give my best here as well. Because you must make sure that does not suffer.
Exactly.
What is currently feed you should not suffer. So, and it will be unfair to the person who is paying you to work and you are not delivering.
Exactly.
It doesn't tell good about you as a man. So one of the things that I did was that I made sure my learning period did not
conflict
with my active day job. Right? So being able to do that is critical. And knowing what you need to do. So you don't go and start learning, burning time, and you're not actually doing what will take you to point B.
That's another,
right?
From frying pan to fire. I feel you.
So because I've had people who come to me
very, very important
to say that they are learning something 3 months, 4 months they've been learning this. And I'm like, hey, sorry. It won't matter when you get to the market because you're not learning what they need. But they've burnt 4 months. They've burnt precious time. They've been away. And in the moment when you are learning, you are counting it as sacrifice. You are counting it as value that you are adding to yourself. But in the end, it's not the value to the market.
Because it's the market that determines what they find valuable.
Yeah, you can imagine somebody who is learning. You say you want to go into software development in Nigeria, and you are learning Python. When the average market, the average maybe bank or company are using .NET for development, they are using C# to code. You're learning Python. You can't get in that way, right? So you have to learn the languages they are using, C#, Java. You will definitely be able to get something learning this if you are going into software development. I'm calling it development because it's not engineering yet.
I feel you.
There's a lot to do with engineering. It's here. Engineering is more here than you just knowing how to give me this API and you code it sharp and you say, take, the API is ready. But you don't know the engineering behind or the concept behind, the architecture that it needs to have. That is what separates the boys from the men in the market. So knowing someone coming into tech, first start by defining what aspect you're coming in into. Is it data and analytics? Under data, there are different aspects as well. And I mean, it's not the general word, I just want to learn data analytics. No, they are different. So there's data engineering, there is data analytics, there is data science, there's AI engineering now. So even if you are in data, you're like, this is where I need to be focusing on, and this is what I'm going to learn. And before you start, do a feasibility study. What is the market like for this role? For this role. So you don't go and learn this role and it's not available. It's like a software engineer who develops a product and can't find the market for it. Right? So you have to know the market.
And then use that to inform your decision as to which one you will do.
So use it, learn it. What do they use? What are the tools? I want to work with this company. What are the tools they use? You have to be relevant to them. For example, in data analytics now, you have people who build visuals with Power BI, some who build visuals with Tableau. Or even Metabase, and you don't even know, or even Grafana, and you went to go and learn maybe just Excel, building data analytics on Excel, you will not be useful to these companies,
to the market,
right? So the issue is knowing the gap, like I said earlier, knowing the gap. Point B, there's a lot of things you need to know about point B. Before you start moving from A to B. And whenever you are moving from A to B, it's just skill gap you are feeling. With time, skill gap, sacrifice, putting in that work. Like they say, eat the frog. The days you don't feel motivated, continue to push yourself. Those are the defining moments, the things that helps you get to be eventually.
Amazing. After now, you people should just ask for my bank account and send me dollars because this is a masterclass. Going off of what you said about different angles and different areas in tech, I have some of them written out here. And for the benefit of the people who are just looking to break into this thing, because there's an aspect of this conversation where I'd like you to speak to people who have been in it for maybe about 2-3 years. They've not really hit the pinnacle yet. They're not really earning the big bucks yet, but they're not entirely new to the entire thing. But for now, I want you to speak to those people who are just coming into the game, right? What are the different areas of tech? I have some of them written out here. There are areas like software engineering, which you've spoken about, data, which you've spoken about. There's data science, data analytics, data engineering. Then there is product management, product design, product marketing. I recently ran a product marketing course. There's cybersecurity, the almighty cybersecurity. Then there's DevOps, which I ventured into briefly last year. I would just want you to speak very briefly on each of these paths, you know, to the average person. So they kind of like just have an idea of, hey, this is what this is. And most importantly, I'd like you to build some sort of hypothetical persona, right? For the kinds of people that you think would be good in those kinds of places. If you're analytical, go here. If you like design and you're more visually stimulated, go here. That kind of thing. So let's start with the almighty software engineering.
So
what is that about? Who should go into it?
There are times when I've had to interview people and just trying to see what you are about, what you know, what you don't know. And the first thing I'm interested in is your interest, right? Because I know no matter the role you're going for, there would always be those moments where you meet something bigger than you.
Exactly.
And that thing needs to be solved.
Exactly.
It's your interest that is going to push you beyond that time. So knowing your interests would help you a lot to determine what aspect of tech you're going into. Software engineering, if I were to look at somebody who I would pick, I'd be looking at someone who is very dogged, who finds difficult and complex ambiguity. You find ambiguity, complexity as your thing. You like, I don't know how this code works or how the code should be. I want to be able to make a machine do this. If you have that kind of interest, software engineering is your calling, man. Just try as much as possible to learn it. But I know a lot of people have challenges learning coding language and all of that. But then if you have that interest, that if you just have that knack for it, I'd say go for software engineering. And then in software engineering, you now have aspects of software engineering. Like you have backend engineering. So that's my own side. So I didn't mention the fact that I started as a software developer, then into software engineering as well. So backend engineer is the guy who does all the whole background, database linking, the whole API setup, and every other complexity, architecture and design at the back. So data, software. So the guy who is doing all of that is the back-end guy. Then there's the front end person. So you who like maybe visual, like the way a button behaves when you click it and all of that. Maybe you've even built website before and you've done website design and all of that. You can think of front end because they are similar concept, things you are already used to, or maybe a little more, little new frameworks. You have JavaScript, Angular, whatever language you want in the front end. So you can decide to use any of that, right? But if you are someone who maybe software is not your thing, you don't want to be writing software, and or maybe data is your interest. It's basically interesting word as well. There are many fields, many areas under data you can come in as. Some do data entry. It's still data work. It's just basically getting data from people in paper, in Excel, and all of that, and entering them into a system. That's still data work, right? There's a data engineering. Is now more complex. Even under data engineering, there's like will I call it hierarchy? There are those who are just fundamental data engineering. Then there are those who are cloud data engineers. So it's now using cloud technologies, big data. You can call it big data. By big data, we are talking of petabyte scale, terabyte scale of data, where the data is coming in large quantity of large volume, and you have to process it. So knowing the right kind of technologies to use, your own is you want big data, you are interested in gathering huge amount of data, processing it and bringing out insights or making it ready for insight. Look towards that direction. But if you are somebody who is just okay with just small data size, volumes working with, so there are companies like, let's say, even companies that are still young in Nigeria, quite a few of them, even fintech companies, majority of them are still not gathering big data yet. Yeah, they are still not gathering big data yet. Even if they have maybe 20 million users and all, it's still not big data yet.
At scale.
Right? Yeah. So I wouldn't even say start using technologies that are meant for big data yet. So if you are somebody who just likes to work with, maybe open source tools and all of that, and then you have interest in looking at data, trying to make sense out of it, go into data world, go into data. Some people who are business analysts, they are already familiar with these tools. Or if you are a business analyst, you are not familiar with tech tools, learn those tools. So I had a colleague who is a business analyst. He wasn't used to big data. Wasn't used to big data. So we all got into Microsoft at the same time. And I had to walk him through how to use
some of those tools.
The big data tools. Hey, this is how you use this one and all of that. Just a short period, he was able to
figure it out.
Yeah, so you can imagine somebody coming from that background, being able to pick the tool and being able to deliver with the tool. So another thing is your open-mindedness, right? Having the right mindset. Mindset is a thing. So it doesn't matter for me now. It doesn't matter where you put me to. I just know I will pick it. Because the mindset is, I'm going to conquer this. I'm going to know this. And I just need to give it time. When we say someone is a master of something, or you are doing a master's, you are learning to master it. That's what it is. So you'd have failures. You just pick up from the failure point, keep going. And so it doesn't, if there are some people, maybe where you have interest is not anything related to tech anyways, right? You can still pick it. You can still learn tech, you can still take the route of tech, right? There are also those who, for example, AI, you know how to teach. You're a teacher. And maybe what you've been doing is teacher day job and all of that. We have AI now, and AI is being taught.
You train models.
There are a lot of gigs on training AI now.
From
in
language
the world,
to culturally relevant.
Different things. Right? So if you know how to do something, there's something in tech waiting for you. You just don't know what in tech has been waiting for you. That's the issue. But is tech open to everybody? It is. It is open to everybody. It's not, I didn't read computer science. I didn't know computer from when I was young. Do you want to come in? Tech says come in. That's what it is. There's one I wanted to, the DevOps and all of that. So if you are somebody who is interested in orchestration, maybe you're a choir leader now, for example. As basic as that, like a chorister who knows how to orchestrate, like, you do this, when this is done, you come here. That's what DevOps is about, right? It's just orchestration. Once this is done, this comes up next. Or when this has started, when it gets to this point, kickstart this other process and all of that. I also had to learn DevOps. I had to learn it because every field in tech needs it. In tech, if I'm building, I need to know how to move. Is what we call the CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous deployment. Learning how to do it, not just with one technology, but with any kind of technology you are given. That automation, knowing how to do that is very critical, really critical, and we need to just have that mindset. As it is, like I said, I always keep going back to the mindset. This thing, I don't know it, but I'm good with this. I can orchestrate. I can say, you do this. When you do this one, it's cutting. Learn how to do that with the technologies that tech guys use. You can do that. And then for cybersecurity, there are some of us, when we're growing up, watching some American movies, and you just see one hacker guy gets on a system and he's just typing, and he's just getting into system, breaking things, and
firewalls,
and all of that. If you have that interest, guy, just go cybersecurity. You understand? Just go cybersecurity, learn it, learn ethical hacking, and knowing how to track online activities and maybe firewall movement, who is trying to break in and all of that. Learn it, right? You have interest already. Just knowing how it works. The good thing is that everything you want to learn is online, is available.
Talking about learning, let me just quickly ask a question here. Cohorts or just direct courses on platforms like Udemy or Coursera? Which one would you suggest? So maybe you join a cohort in one of all these training schools that we have around. Most of them are online. Some of them are physical. And they will take you through like a year or 18 months of DevOps or cybersecurity. That or, just going on Udemy, getting a comprehensive course, sitting down in the comfort of your home and learning. The reason why I'm asking this is, again, that same friend of mine that I told you was able to have time in his dad's house to code. He was telling me, hey, I registered for this very popular, tech school. Once I saw their curriculum, right, I'm like, I don't have all the time in the world to start sitting down for it to take me 1 month to learn this entire. I think I'm a faster learner than that. He said he just went and bought a Udemy course on that particular topic, and he was able to learn it at his pace at a faster time. So what would you advise? Especially for a learner, like a full learner.
I'll still go back to something I said earlier, right? You are going to point B. What do you know is the way to point B, right? So in his case, this guy's case now, he saw it. He saw the roadmap from the school. Right? He saw the roadmap from the school. That was what gave him the idea of the course to go by. Right? Some people don't have that. And the fundamental thing is you knowing yourself, how you learn. For me, my experience in learning, even from school and all of that, I've always been self-taught. Right? I teach myself things. I learn. Like, I'm that kind of person who will go and pick engineering, mathematics textbook and read it like it's a book. And know it like
for yourself.
Yes, that's my person. And it doesn't matter how tough it is. If this section is hard, I'm going to pick another textbook that will help break that aspect down. So that's my person. Another person prefers to be handheld, to learn it, to be shown the way. So there are people who are like that. Know yourself. That's like the critical thing.
To that question.
Know yourself. And also, some people don't have that self-discipline. Right? Imagine somebody who is going to a school. He knows every day, I have to go to the school. I have to go and learn this. I have a session. But when you don't have a session, and you are the one teaching yourself, do you have the discipline each day to pick, to take that 2-hour slot, 3-hour slot you gave yourself as your schedule to learn? Right? Again, knowing yourself, right? So pick which works for you. Going to that cohort to learn, because it motivates you to go when you know there are people.
You have community.
And in the days,
the
days you've lost the drive or motivation, somebody still pushes you to go because they are calling you a boy, okay, where are you? And all of that. Or you have discipline enough to sit down,
self-starter,
and learn it yourself. And even when it's so confusing and tiring, you just say, I will push. Do you have that discipline? If you don't have it, go the cohort, right?
Know thyself.
But if you have the discipline, sit down, learn it, take your time, go through it, go through the learning curve and all. There are so many things I know today, and I'm like, I didn't have anybody to teach me. The first place I worked, I wish the senior, those who we called senior then, were able to impart us to say, guy, in situation like this, do this and all of that. I had to learn myself. I remember YouTube was my friend. Kurt Venkat is the guy. You can search for Kurt Venkat on YouTube, right? If you are going into software development, especially backend, Kurt Venkat was my teacher. Learning.net, building APIs. I built my first API through his videos. And I mean, with a company, we're building a product and I had to learn on the job. He was helping me to learn it. And I didn't have any senior who will come and say, hey, this is how I take this sample code and build like this. I think I wouldn't have even learned the way, if I had to learn that way, if somebody was holding and just teaching me and all.
It might have been too abstract.
It's your type. It depends on you. If you have maybe Udemy, Coursera, go on those platforms, pay for the courses, go through them, finish it. edX is there, go there, learn as well, pay. Get your certification because they are also helpful. Certifications are helpful. Get those certifications as well.
Masterclass in full effect. If you people like, don't go and Google or YouTube that guy says you should YouTube. I know of just a sheer number, an insurmountable number of people giving knowledge out for free on YouTube. There's just a lot of them. I know of this dude that, I really followed when I was, still just trying to get a hang of DevOps, at an introductory level. Abhishek Varemalala or something. Shout out to all these our Indian brothers. Those guys are the goats. They are the greatest of all times. Because there's literally nothing you're looking for as a course, especially in tech, that some Indian brothers have not demystified somewhere. And then you see playlists of different topics. How to deploy Git and GitHub and CI/CD and Docker. And all those
culture things. Nigeria needs to adopt.
It was just really, really amazing to see that. Please
there was something that I wanted to speak to that. It's a culture. It's a culture thing. We are not in an environment where people like to document things, where even history is not properly documented. It's manipulated. It's just used to tell a story to make people believe one idea or the other. So we don't actually keep documentation. We don't take it as a serious thing. I know I joined I think Money Point, and I saw that documentation wasn't really we're working, but you can't tell how the work was done. And a new joiner can't really go take that document and start building immediately because they've seen how you've done it. Right. It was one of the things I had to introduce to the team. Like, hey guys, let's do this. And we started. And I kudos to you guys, man. They were just a very, a very excellent team that I was part of there. Everybody, we just bought that idea. We started writing all our data pipelines we're creating. This is where the data is coming from. Doing all of that just so that if there's a business user that wants to understand where this data is coming from, to know whether it's the true source that it's supposed to be, they just go through the documentation.
Yeah, and they can see it for themselves.
They can see it for themselves. Yeah. We also started something on data lineage as well, and all of that. Yeah. So truly, that documentation, the Indian guys, they really helped. And we should start looking at it. We should start having more Nigerians talking about things they've learned, how or on the job. Hey, I did this. So there was one guy I saw, I was trying to build something to set up a Docker container that is running not just Airflow. I wanted a data catalog as part of the deployment. Yeah. And for the first time, I saw a Nigerian do something in that light. And I was like,
and it was
wow,
a good tutorial.
Yeah. So I'm like, this is what we want. We don't just want to be telling the world we have a tech market, tech talent market. And nobody is seeing what the tech talent can do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Which is why they will go towards India, Argentina, Brazil. That's why most companies are going to get talent, to hire talent.
Yeah.
In Africa, they say, okay, maybe they stop at Kenya. Yeah. They used to stop at South Africa, but they've extended to Kenya. Yeah. But what is Nigeria really doing to present ourselves? When you work for a private company, you cannot just go online and start telling them what you are doing for that private company and all. You can't shout on that. But there are some learning things you've done. So I started the tutorial stuff that I did. I still have some videos online of myself teaching, but I felt that we can still go beyond that. Beyond just having conferences where we talk and all of that. Let's have those ones that are online on YouTube. It's still money though for you who is creating the content. You're earning as well. But then it's for the purpose of knowledge sharing, really.
It's what I like to call audience infrastructure. Yeah. And I think that bit is missing, like you said, from this part of the world. Nobody's telling our stories. Nobody. Even we that are experiencing it in real time. Yeah. We're not documenting, like you said, and we're not telling the stories. And other people will come and tell those stories for us. Yeah. The reason why I like the kind of conversation we're having now is because we're talking about breaking into tech from a Nigerian perspective, from an African perspective.
Exactly.
You could listen to some guy in Eastern Europe or in Germany or in the UK talk about this, but it's not culturally relevant to you. Because even the learning curve, the language of communication, you know, it's not the same thing.
Not the same.
We don't have exposure to, especially, you know, some of the, what you would call first world infrastructure, stable internet, good power. How are you supposed to navigate all these things as a Nigerian? It's people, Nigerians, who have been through it that can sit you down with either a master class or something. This is exactly how, if you want to learn data engineering, for example, this is the first thing you have to go and learn. All that one that they told you somewhere on one of those platforms. Don't listen, you're not in the same boat.
Yeah.
Come and learn this one first.
I'll tell you this. This is what Indian guys do. So there's always a learning click.
Yeah.
Right? If I get in, I'm reaching back to bring another person in. Right? So take notes. You go to different companies. You go to maybe Google, Microsoft, and all of that. They are there.
Yeah.
How is this happening? It's because there's a pattern.
That others can follow.
Yeah, there's a template you pick and you just go use it. I have some WhatsApp channel that I'm part of. Yeah. And it's still an Indian guy who has maybe gone to big tech companies and he just created a template. Yeah. This is the learning and all of that. Yeah. And he created videos to show how you can do it. Somebody buys that takes their time because there's always going to be that taking your time period. But it's your fellow Indian guy who has taught you. You understand the accent, you understand everything.
Yeah.
Even if he's making a joke, you understand it because of culture settings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're able to learn the way he's, introducing it, saying something. I remember Captain Kado, he will say something, I will go back again and try to know. He's not a Nigerian. When he talks, I still have that
that cultural barrier.
Yeah, I still have that.
It's not in your inflections. There's this dude I follow on Instagram, Amos Pikins or something. He's a software developer. He teaches tech in pidgin.
Yeah.
And it's culturally relevant, And so when he says something, when he says something, it's easy to grab it.
To just pick it, and we just thinking in that direction, like, okay, what can be done so that an average Nigerian guy who wants to come to my field can just take this template, use it, and is ready.
Yeah.
When they say interviews, she's ready to go because the fundamentals, the things that are needed is gone through them because somebody who has experienced it, created the template, gave them, and they picked it.
Yeah. Amazing stuff. My very next question is, what are some of the common mistakes? And now, thank God we've already given this context of cultural relevance.
Yeah,
so from where you're sitting as a global tech professional out of Nigeria, out of Africa, what are some of the common mistakes that people who first want to break into tech make that you've noticed?
The first mistake I have seen people make is thinking that it will be easy. That's like your first mistake.
You're gonna see crazy.
It's not easy. You're going into a world that will stress you. Just know that you'll be stressed. That's what tech is, right? So having that mindset that, it's just an easy place I'm getting into.
Yeah.
And then another one is having the mindset that you're just going to start earning big immediately. It's another one. You have to come into this field ready, patient, not in a rush, but knowing that you need to also have a steady pace that you move as well. So because you can definitely rise in a good time.
Yeah.
Nobody is saying you come into tech and come and wait another 5, 6 years before you rise.
Yeah.
No. But if you are consistent in learning. So here's the thing. I know you wanted to ask a question earlier about even those who are in the field, right? How can they get to that point where they are better positioned and all of that? Yeah. Everything still goes back to the fact that you're coming in and you've been here for a while. You still have to revisit the fundamentals because when I notice in tech, when you go further a bit and you go back to fundamental, you will understand fundamental way better than when you were starting. I've noticed that. I heard it from this man. I say to me, it was a distant mentor, right? Scott Hanselman in Microsoft. Yeah. He said it, that it's very critical for professionals to always revisit fundamentals again, even after you've been in the industry for years.
Oh, wow.
I went back. I just decided to go back to the fundamental. That was when it all made sense to me. That was when I was a software developer then, but I went back to the fundamental. I went back to algorithms. Yeah. I went back to data structures. I went back to coding pattern. And then I saw, wow, it makes sense now. Yeah. It makes sense now. It makes me think better when I'm writing code. It makes me look at a code and say, guy, this won't work. I'm going into even big data. And I'm like, there are certain code I can't write in big data. If not, my pipeline will run for days. And I need it to run in few minutes. Yeah. Like it's big, but few minutes, it's done, right?
Amazing.
But that fundamental, is critical. Having the mindset that you understand everything immediately when you are starting is also a mistake that you make. If you are going in that and from start, you understand everything. No, it's going to be a mistake. And you won't grow. You won't be able to move as well. So knowing that you will not know everything, but you will keep going, you keep pushing, right? To keep going, then revisiting, having that mindset is critical as well. For those who are starting, another one is thinking you know it already just by having one conversation with one person.
That one is very funny to me.
Yeah.
Are there some of you out there that are doing this? Please.
So you
ask yourself in the comments.
Like, it's consultation. You are going into a field. Don't just ask one person, right, about their view of the best they can tell you is their experience of that field. Yeah. So it's really critical that you ask different people in that line who have different perspective. So you have a more wide understanding of what to expect as well. You need to have that. If you don't, you are making a mistake and you just cast all your egg in that one person's basket and you might realize that that's not it. And you'll be stuck. You're trying to get over, but you can't get over because you're still trying what the person said. And at best, if it doesn't work, you consult them again. And they say, okay, why not do like this? Why not do like, my own kind of pull through, but they are not so assertive. They are not so certain about what they are saying. So just taking to one person who is counseling, you can have a mentor, one person mentor, right? Who is checking up on you. How far you are accountable to the person, you are giving update to the person, but you can also ask wide as well.
Amazing. You just spoke on mentorship. I just have a few more questions to go before, because I don't even want this episode to be long, because you've already dropped a lot of bombs that if you're smart, it will make you pause and go and think for a while. You know, a lot of what he has said today has bordered around introspective thinking, knowing yourself, plotting a graph from point A to point B. These are all very, very philosophical ideologies that are supposed to sit down and say, you know, I've been doing things wrong, you know. And you said something about mentorship now that I just want to touch, because again, this is Brodaman Asylum, and we're very big on men's mental health, men's mentorship here and all of that. How important was masculine leadership and mentorship for you and the advancement of your career?
In my journey, I had two mentors. One is in tech, is not in tech, and the other is. And the one who is not in tech is the one who I go to and I'm like, hey, this thing, the way I'm experiencing this market, like, ideas come. He's also into marketing. I just take my ideas to him. He has an AI company now. Shout out to Lanre Adelanwa. He's the one I'm referring to. So he's also been one who has really, inspired me a lot. When he's in a place, you could just feel the vibe, the energy, like fresh energy enters and all of that, ability to think of ideas and all. So I saw that as a tech person, which is why I felt if I didn't have that, I don't know how I would have become as a tech guy. Because there's always this notion of a tech guy being too internal,
introspective,
does not know how to interact with people socially. So he really helped with that aspect, and it has been a positive impact for me. And also had another third person who wasn't even a Nigerian. Was in Estonia. He's a white guy. So I would normally ask him, this is what I'm learning. He gives me books, coding books. I would read those books, learn from there, try to apply them as code and all of that. So he's the one who really helped me.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was through his help I got to Microsoft in the end. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So I had people who were helping as well. There are people who are willing to help. You just need to ask. I'll give you one example. I was preparing as well because he's my mentor. I wasn't going to disturb him and all of that.
Yeah.
I just take the learning, take his advice. I go work on them. I come back, give feedback. This is the progress and all of that. I got a particular one where I was preparing.
Yeah.
I met another guy who had gotten in to Microsoft. He did a YouTube video. He is in the US.
Yeah.
I reached out to him as well. She gave me a quick mentor session. I'm like, I've never met this guy.
Yeah.
He has never met me, but he was very open to joining. I mean, we got on a Teams call. Was it Teams or Google Meet? Got on the call. We had like multiple days.
Yeah.
He will walk me through interview questions, how to approach them and all of that.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So there are people who are willing to help you because the mindset is you've gotten here. You reach back to help somebody get there as well. Like it's just your own way of giving back as well. So there are people who have that mind. They really want to help.
Yeah.
But they are saying that people are not interested. But you are interested. So why not just pick the right person, let them follow up with you and be accountable? That's the only issue I know I've had with people. That accountability. Sometimes they want you to follow up with them. But no, as a man, that doesn't speak well of you. Right? A man isn't just a man who is let loose. He is also accountable.
Yes, sir.
Right? Whether in different aspects of his life. He's even accountable to his wife, right?
Yeah.
So you're not just you are a married man.
Yeah.
Maybe you are not even married. You are supposed to be accountable to someone, right? Someone who can look at you and say, you are wrong.
Yeah.
Do it this way.
Yeah.
But somebody they have result as well. Not somebody who doesn't have result.
Exactly.
And it's like a blind leading the blind. The Bible says both will fall into a ditch. So you don't want to be that kind of man.
Yeah.
So even when you are getting into tech, there are people who are willing to mentor you, get a mentor. And positive masculinity is critical. It helps bring balance to everyday life of team members and especially those working with you. If you're giving a false energy, you're not one who is watching out for others, not able to give good feedback in a structured way, you're not building the team. I speak from maybe a manager's perspective, right? You have some team members who are underperforming or they are not able to. You're not saying this guy is not good enough. Go.
Yeah.
You're willing to stay to help them. You're willing to help them navigate the difficulty because your understanding as a man is everybody is intelligent. It's just how the learning is presented to them. That is the issue. So studying everybody, knowing how they learn, knowing what works. There are some people I work with, even as someone who is managing them. I say, this guy knows this thing more than I do. So I need to know how to work with this guy to get him to do to build or deliver what he needs to deliver. So being is like an Ancelotti managing an Mbappe.
Yeah.
Ancelotti can do what Mbappe does.
Yeah.
Or even in his playing days, he never knew how to do that.
Exactly.
But how is he able to get Mbappe to do what he wants him to do?
Yeah.
Right?
At even a better level, at a higher level.
So being that person that is able to understand, not overly vocal, processing, understanding every member of the team, knowing their strengths and their weakness. Because even in your house, you know the strength of everybody, right? You know what to assign to each person, what each person can handle. Is bringing that masculinity to the workspace, bringing it to the structure, bringing your discipline as well to work, right? You're not the weak link in the team. Bringing that discipline, bringing that ownership mindset. If I don't take hold of this, it's going to fall apart.
Exactly.
Right? Bringing that energy, that positive energy to the workplace is very important. That people can say, this guy is reliable.
Exactly.
Being able to be that person is key. As a man, even in the tech industry. Another one is not just that you know how to do the work. Be that person who thinks as well. Because as a man, you are the visionary. And it's your masculinity to like bring direction.
Exactly.
Hey, guy,
order, structure.
This is how we are going to do the work. And everybody aligns. Communicating the vision, communicating the mission, how we're going to achieve that vision, communicating it clearly to everybody is critical. So if once you are, and that's why I said that my mentor really helped me, because from him I learned how to really talk in a way that people will be inspired to work.
I'm glad that you touched on this, because we live in a generation of men now that are becoming more and more disconnected from this version of masculinity you're talking about. They're the ones that throw around the blame a lot. They are the ones that are the most apathetic. It's not my father's business. It's not my, I don't, and there's no sense of ownership, like you put it. It's a deep issue. And I see that when you have a mindset of what true masculinity feels like, there's peace around you. You come with an atmosphere of order, of calmness, confusing situations. You can easily, hey, why don't we sort it out this way? Do that this way. And even when sparks occur, it's easy to play interference, to run interference between both parties. To say, how far now? Let's not take everything, out like this. Let's not destroy everything like that. Who would you say has been your biggest influence, right, in this regard of really understanding what masculinity is?
Maybe one of them, I'll say my dad. I'm not really seeing him in the state where he just loses it. All the while I've known him, I've not seen him like, oh, this man has lost it. I've not had that moment. And then there's also the person of Christ as well. You see, for me, that's like even like the major one.
The blueprint.
Like, so you can imagine you follow this person and he has this mindset, this standard, and if I don't get here, I'm falling short of that standard. And every day you are working on being better. You're not even better you are not like him yet, but you are definitely working every day towards that perfection. So imagine bringing that to work. Imagine somebody who is like this coming to work every day. He's not criticizing. He's looking for how each member can be better. Even if they have a weak link, he's looking at how to get that weak link to be a very strong person in the team, navigating their difficulties with them, giving them a roadmap, mentoring the person to maturity as well. My mom as well. I must talk about her too, because she's also been that person who, not say from masculinity perspective, there are just some things I saw with her growing up, and I'm like, this is not just masculinity. It is what an individual should be like, being emulating. Kind, being patient as well. And there are several other things that picked from them. Is money management, what we call delayed gratification. I saw that growing up.
This is really good. The entire idea of bringing men like this here, guys, is there is something in their lives worth emulating. So if he says something about not following, not being in a mentorship situation where it's the case of the blind leading the blind, and if people... So if
a mentor becomes tormentor,
I'm telling you, man, if the blueprint that some of these guys have gotten, whether they're talking about marriage or career, in this case, we're talking about tech and breaking into tech, and you can see certain key elements in their lives, key decisions that they took, key influences that they had that really, really helped them to come to a point where they're experiencing the kind of success that you want to emulate, then don't waste your time. Just adopt it as well. Yeah. You've heard everything from his personal relationship with God to his dad. I've been telling you guys for the longest time that, there's this school of thought in our generation that, especially with the Gen Z men, that somehow the somewhat hard and stringent and firm nature with which the Gen X's raised us, right, was sort of traumatic. Those processes of training, or that process of them training you, a lot of younger men see through the eyes of trauma and stuff like that. So there's this disconnect from masculinity. Everything you've talked about today, the ability to adequately diagnose yourself to say, this is where I am, this is what all those things are masculine, tendencies, the ability to stay in it, stay in the training process, don't run out when the heat is too much, when it's too hot, stay, make sure you learn it well, you're not just going to come in here and expect that everything will just work out once. The 2 episodes ago, we brought Pastor Timmy and Uncle Obe to talk to you guys about how to maintain your character in life's unforeseen circumstances. And Pastor Timmy said something about not reacting too quickly when things don't go your way. Don't take any drag. Don't start losing your head. Just be calm, And these are all very useful attitudes and mindsets that you can hear repeatedly, that men who are doing stuff worth emulating and saying, this is the way we're going, just do well to take it. Finally, what would you say to that guy who is even doubting his own masculinity right now? Right? And just doubting this entire process of just staying the course, okay, I want to pivot to tech. I've tried, but it's not working. And I can see all these many other options around me that, okay, just come and put a hand inside this thing. We'll give you small money. You won't be broke again. Let's cut corners here and there. You're not really technically hurting anybody. You're just putting good money in your hands. What would your final, word of encouragement be to such men? Or even warning, because some of you don't want to have sense. Some of you don't need encouragement. You need warning.
The lesson for me has always been being patient. Number one thing in life is have God. Have God. Like just have God.
Just stay there, man.
Just have God. Because there's this scripture, fundamental, not just to me, but to every one of us, which is Colossians 1:27. It says the end of it is that there's a mystery that has been hid from the world sometime, and that mystery, God has decided to reveal it to every one of us, Jews, Gentile. And that secret is Christ in us, is the hope of glory. The meaning of that is that except Christ is not in the man, if Christ is in the man, it's a must that he walks in glory. Because that is what comes out from the man. So you now run after different things in life when that person who is supposed to be there isn't. The seat is supposed to occupy. He's supposed to be there, but he's not occupying the seat. You have accepted him as your Lord and your Savior, but he's not yet in the seat.
Exactly.
Right? So you need to make sure that he's seated. And is in that place he should sit, because I can tell you confidently that my story wouldn't be my story today if he wasn't seated where he's supposed to sit.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Daniel, for coming on the podcast. I'm sure that many other people I'm sure that a lot of young men would definitely want to reach you. You know that one of the fastest ways to reach our guests is to send an email to our Brodaman podcast Gmail account or email account. You can do that. It's written here, right here on the screen. You can send a message to him directly, via that email, and it will get to him, and I'll make sure that he responds to you and also email you his response. Another way you can connect with him is, social media, just the way he was able to reach out to people and say, hey, bros, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. What do you think I should do? How do you think I should go? You can definitely send him a message. And now, please don't bombard him. You understand? Because again, these people we bring on are very, very busy people. But, keep your message straight to the point. Hello, I saw you on brodamanasylum.podcast. What you said really blessed me. I'm having so and so problems. How would you advise I go about it? Just that simple. And I'm sure it will respond to you. So since we're talking about career advancement, let's do LinkedIn. What's your contact on LinkedIn?
Yeah, it's simple. It's Daniel Adaji.
Yeah.
On LinkedIn,
okay.
Just search for.
Yeah, I'll attach it on the screen
to you.
Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do every single thing you're supposed to do. Share this with a friend who is trying to break into tech, who doesn't know how to go about it. Yeah. Let them know that at least there is a resource here that can help them. Don't be stingy. Share it. Thank you very much, guys. Take care of yourself. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.